Kai lived in a small city on Earth, in a quiet apartment building. He was a young scientist who loved to study the stars. Every night, he would look at the sky and dream about distant planets and strange life forms. His apartment was simple but cozy. Books about space and alien life filled the shelves. He had always wanted to meet someone from another world, but he never imagined it would happen in his own home. One evening, Kai saw a notice on his apartment board. Room for rent, spacious, affordable, safe. Contact the owner. The idea of having a roommate seemed strange to him, but the apartment rent was high, and he needed help. After calling the number, he agreed to meet the person the next day. When she arrived, Kai was surprised. She looked human, but there was something different about her. Her eyes were slightly brighter than normal, and her skin seemed soft and smooth like porcelain. She smiled politely. "Hello, I am Nira," she said. Her voice was calm and gentle, like a melody. Kai felt a strange feeling of curiosity and excitement. "You can move in tomorrow," Kai said. "The apartment is ready." Nira nodded. She seemed polite and quiet, careful not to disturb anything. Kai noticed that she was very tidy. She arranged her things neatly, and even cleaned the small kitchen counters before unpacking her own items. As days passed, Kai learned small things about Nira. She did not eat much, but her favorite food was fruits. She loved to read books about Earth cultures, and she enjoyed watching old human movies. But she avoided talking about her past. Every time Kai asked where she came from, she would smile and say, "I like Earth very much. It is peaceful." One evening, while Kai was cooking dinner, Nira sat at the table and quietly watched him. Kai asked, "Do you like cooking?" Nira tilted her head. "I enjoy learning human habits," she replied. Her voice was soft, but there was a strange energy in the room. Kai felt a warm, unusual feeling he could not explain. Then, one night, a strange thing happened. Kai was studying his telescope when he noticed Nira standing near the window, looking at the stars. Suddenly, her skin glowed faintly. Kai blinked, unsure if it was his eyes playing tricks. "Nira, are you okay?" he asked. Nira turned to him and smiled. "I am fine. Sometimes, I feel strong energy inside me. It is unusual for my kind on Earth." Kai did not understand. "Your kind?" he asked. Nira nodded. "I come from another world, far from here. Humans are special. You adapt, survive, and find solutions. It is very interesting to me." Kai felt both nervous and amazed. He never imagined living with an alien would happen so suddenly. Days passed, and Kai noticed more unusual things. Nira sometimes moved faster than normal humans, and she could sense things before they happened. She also seemed very sensitive to the weather and seasons. One afternoon, while walking in the park, Nira suddenly stopped. Her eyes widened, and she whispered, "The air, it changes. Something is coming." Kai looked around but saw nothing unusual. Yet, he felt a small thrill of danger mixed with excitement. Nira's secret energy fascinated Kai. He wanted to understand her, but he respected her privacy. Still, he could not stop noticing small hints. When she got excited or nervous, her glow increased slightly. When she was happy, the air around her seemed warmer. Kai realized that Nira's presence was unlike anything he had ever known. One rainy night, the power in the apartment went out. Kai lit a candle and sat near Nira. The flickering light made her glow more visible. Kai asked, "Do you feel cold or warm?" Nira smiled. "Sometimes my energy is hard to control. It can surprise humans, but it is not dangerous." Kai felt both fear and curiosity. He wanted to help her, but he did not know how. From that night, Kai decided to be more careful. He wanted to protect Nira's secret. He also wanted to learn more about her abilities and her world. Living with her became an adventure. Every day brought new surprises, small mysteries, and questions. Kai felt lucky, though he did not know why. Nira's presence had changed his life completely. By the end of the first week, Kai realized one thing clearly. Nira was not just a roommate. She was a mystery he wanted to solve. She was someone extraordinary. And somehow, he felt that this unusual friendship might grow into something much deeper. But for now, he would observe, learn, and try to understand the alien living under his roof. The next morning, Kai woke early. The sunlight streamed through the window, and he could hear birds singing outside. Nira was already in the kitchen, quietly preparing breakfast. She moved with grace, and Kai noticed the way her fingers brushed lightly over the counter, leaving no mark, as if she respected the world in a very special way. "Good morning," Kai said, smiling. Nira turned to him, her bright eyes reflecting the sunlight. "Good morning, Kai. Did you sleep well?" she asked. Her voice was calm and soothing, but Kai could feel a strange energy around her. "Yes, I did," he replied, trying to act normal. "Do you want tea or coffee?" Nira tilted her head slightly. "Tea is fine," she said. As Kai prepared the tea, he noticed that Nira's movements were precise and careful, almost like she was studying him as much as he was studying her. After breakfast, Kai decided to take a walk in the city park. He wanted to clear his mind and also observe Nira's behavior outside the apartment. Nira agreed to come along. As they walked among the tall trees, Kai noticed small reactions from her. She would stop, sniff the air, and tilt her head as if listening to sounds he could not hear. "Are you okay?" Kai asked for the third time. Nira smiled faintly. "I am fine. Your world is full of interesting smells and vibrations. It tells me stories," she explained. Kai was amazed. She could sense things he could not, yet she seemed calm and friendly. Suddenly, Nira froze. Her eyes widened, and she whispered, "Something is near." Kai looked around, but the park seemed normal. "What do you mean?" he asked. Nira took a deep breath. "A change in energy. It is not dangerous, but it is unusual." Kai shivered slightly. He had never met anyone who could sense invisible energy before. They continued walking, but Kai could not stop thinking about Nira's abilities. She was extraordinary, and he realized that she must be hiding more than just her origins. As they reached a small pond, Nira sat on a bench and watched the water ripple gently. "Kai, humans are amazing," she said softly. "You have so much courage, so much creativity. I study your kind, and every day I learn something new. Your ways of solving problems are remarkable." Kai felt proud, but also curious. "You mean, like in science and life?" he asked. Nira nodded. "Yes, and also in how you connect with each other. Humans care, and your hearts are strong." Kai smiled. "You make it sound like you come from somewhere very different." Nira's eyes sparkled. "I do. My world is very organized. We have knowledge, but not the warmth you have. Humans are special." As they walked back, a sudden gust of wind blew through the park. Nira stumbled slightly, but then her body glowed faintly for a moment. Kai gasped. "Nira, your energy. Are you okay?" she smiled calmly. "Yes. Sometimes my body responds to strong emotions or changes. It is part of me, and it is normal for my kind, though it surprises humans." That night, Kai sat in his study, thinking about everything he had seen. Nira was not dangerous, but she was different. Her abilities could be extraordinary if controlled. He wondered how much she could do and what her world was like. His curiosity grew stronger with each passing day. The next morning, Nira asked Kai to join her on a short experiment. She wanted to test how her energy interacted with small objects. In the living room, she placed a few metallic balls on the table. She closed her eyes, focused, and the balls started to move slightly without touching them. Kai's eyes widened. "That is amazing. You are controlling them without hands," he exclaimed. Nira smiled faintly. "It is not magic. It is a natural part of my biology. But I must be careful. I cannot control it all the time." Kai watched carefully. He realized that Nira's abilities were like a new form of science, a type of energy humans had never discovered. Days went by, and Kai noticed subtle changes in his life. Nira's presence seemed to make the apartment warmer, happier, and even safer. He felt motivated to work harder on his own research. Sometimes, she would sit quietly and hum a melody that felt comforting. Kai began to enjoy her company more than he expected. One evening, a strange visitor arrived at the building. A humanoid figure, tall and covered in a cloak, knocked at the door. Nira opened it cautiously. Kai could see a faint glow from the visitor's eyes. "Nira, it is time to return," the figure said. Nira looked at Kai, her expression soft but firm. "I must go with them, but I will return soon. Please take care of the apartment." Kai felt a mixture of fear and concern. "Is it dangerous?" he asked. Nira shook her head. "No, I will be safe. But I cannot explain everything now. You must trust me." She gave him a small smile, then stepped outside with the visitor. Kai stood at the door, watching her leave. His mind raced with questions. Who were they? What did Nira's world want with her? And most importantly, what would happen to the mysterious roommate he had begun to admire so much? That night, Kai could hardly sleep. He looked at the stars, thinking about Nira and her secret. Something inside him told him that life with her was just beginning, and that incredible adventures awaited both of them. He could feel it in the air, in the quiet hum of the city, and in the energy that Nira had brought into his life. The next morning, Kai woke early, but Nira had not returned. The apartment felt unusually quiet, and the soft hum of the city outside could not fill the emptiness he felt. He tried to continue his work, but his thoughts kept returning to her. Who were the visitors? Why had they taken her so suddenly? By mid-morning, a message appeared on Kai's small communicator device. It was from Nira. "Kai, do not worry. I am safe. I will explain when I return. Trust humans as I trust you." Kai read it several times. Her words were calm and reassuring, but he felt a spark of anxiety. The thought of her being away, and in contact with unknown beings, made him realize how much he had grown to care for her. That evening, Nira returned. She looked tired but smiled warmly. "Kai, thank you for waiting," she said softly. Kai helped her with her coat, and she looked at him with eyes that seemed to carry more depth than before. "I want to tell you more about my world," she said. "But only a little at a time. My kind is different, and some things are dangerous to share." Kai nodded, eager to listen. "I understand," he said. "I just want to help you." Nira took a deep breath. "On my planet, energy flows differently. We are born with abilities that help us survive in extreme conditions. Some can control matter, others sense energy changes. I am sensitive to heat and movement. Sometimes, my emotions affect my power." Kai listened carefully. He realized that her earlier glowing and energy bursts were part of her natural biology. "You mean, your heat and energy sometimes get stronger without your control?" Kai asked. Nira nodded. "Yes. That is why I must be careful on Earth. Humans are not used to this. It could scare people or cause accidents. But with you, I feel calm. I can manage better." Kai felt honored. Nira trusted him with her secret. Over the next few days, Kai tried to learn more about her abilities. They conducted small experiments in the apartment. Nira could lift small objects, move them with her energy, and even sense vibrations in the walls. Kai realized that her powers could help humans in many ways if they were understood safely. But he also saw how exhausting it was for Nira to control them. She needed rest, and too much strain could make her weak. One afternoon, while Kai was reading a book, Nira approached him quietly. "Kai, I want to see your world differently," she said. "I want to experience how humans live and learn from your kind." Kai smiled. "I would be happy to show you." They started with small walks around the city. Nira observed everything with fascination. She admired human inventions, watched children playing, and marveled at nature in parks. But her attention to detail was extraordinary. She noticed patterns in the city that Kai had never seen. The way sunlight reflected on glass buildings, the rhythm of traffic, and even the slight changes in air currents. "Your world is beautiful," she said softly. "But also fragile. Humans are strong, but you must take care of it." Kai nodded. "We try, but sometimes it is hard. Maybe your presence will help us learn better." Nira smiled faintly, her eyes glowing softly for a moment. One evening, while they were walking home, a sudden storm appeared. Dark clouds rolled in quickly, and the wind grew stronger. Nira stopped in her tracks. "Kai, the energy in the air is different," she said urgently. "Something is approaching. We must be careful." Kai held her hand, feeling a mix of fear and excitement. "We will be fine together," he said. Nira nodded, but her glow intensified slightly, and Kai could feel warmth radiating from her. It was not just heat, it was a protective energy that made him feel safe. The storm hit the city, causing power outages and strong winds. Nira guided Kai through the streets, using her sensitivity to avoid falling objects and dangerous areas. People stared as she moved with unusual awareness, almost as if she could see the storm before it happened. Kai realized that her powers were not just fascinating, they were extraordinary and life-saving. When they finally reached the apartment, both were soaked but unharmed. Nira sighed with relief. "Kai, you are brave. Humans can adapt to challenges. That is why I admire you. You are different from my kind. You solve problems, even when it is difficult." Kai smiled, feeling proud but also deeply connected to her. That night, as they dried off and sat near the window, Kai asked cautiously, "Nira, will you teach me more about your abilities? Maybe I can help you control them better." Nira looked thoughtful. "Yes. But only slowly. My powers are not fully understood, even by my kind. It will take time, and I must trust you completely." Kai nodded. "I will earn your trust. We can learn together." For the first time, Kai felt that their friendship was becoming something stronger. Nira was not just a roommate or a mysterious alien, she was someone who had changed his life. And he realized that their bond was growing in a way he had never imagined. As they looked at the stars that night, both felt a quiet hope. Adventures awaited them, challenges to face, and secrets to uncover. And together, Kai and Nira were ready to explore the mysteries of her world and the wonders of Earth. Part 3 continues to reveal Nira's alien abilities, shows her trust in Kai, and begins building their deeper bond. It introduces real-life challenges like storms to highlight her powers and human resilience, emphasizing the HFY theme. The next morning, the city was quiet, but Kai could feel tension in the air. Nira was awake early, sitting near the window and watching the sunlight dance on the buildings. Her eyes were calm, but there was a small glow around her, as if her energy was restless. "Kai, today I want to try something new," Nira said softly. "I want to test my energy in a safe place outside the apartment." Kai looked at her with concern. "Are you sure it is safe? You could accidentally attract attention." Nira shook her head. I have learned to control small amounts. I will be careful, and I will not use more than I need. Kai agreed, and they prepared for the experiment. They walked to a small park at the edge of the city. The park was quiet, with tall trees and an open space perfect for practice. Nira took a deep breath and focused. Small leaves and pebbles nearby started to rise gently, moving as if carried by invisible hands. Kai's eyes widened. That is incredible. You are controlling the elements with your energy. Nira smiled faintly. It is not easy. I must focus on balance. If I lose control, even a small amount could cause problems. Kai stepped closer. Let me help you. Maybe we can learn together. For the next few hours, they practiced. Kai watched carefully as Nero lifted objects, moved them precisely, and then returned them safely to the ground. She explained how her emotions affected her control. Excitement or fear made her energy unpredictable, but calmness and focus helped her manage it. As they were finishing, a sudden noise came from the park entrance. A group of humans had entered, looking curious. Nira froze. Her glow became slightly stronger, and Kai could feel a gentle warmth in the air. Stay calm, he whispered. Just act normal. Nira nodded, but her hands twitched slightly as she focused on keeping her energy contained. The humans walked closer, noticing the small floating objects. One of them gasped. Did you see that? Kai quickly explained, it is just a science experiment. Nothing dangerous. Nira smiled softly and subtly lowered the objects. The humans looked amazed but did not ask further questions. After they left, Kai turned to Nira. That could have gone badly. People are not ready to see this. Nira nodded. I must be more careful. Earth is different from my world. Your humans are curious but not always understanding. Kai smiled. We can handle it together. Humans can learn, and so can I. The next day, Kai invited Nira to his laboratory. He wanted to explore ways to help her control her abilities more efficiently. They worked on small devices that could measure energy flow and create gentle boundaries. Nira tested them carefully, and Kai observed the changes in her energy. This is very helpful, Nira said. I can feel my control improving. Your world is strange, but humans are clever. You create solutions for every problem. Kai felt proud. I am happy to help. And you are amazing. Your powers are unlike anything humans have ever seen. That evening, Kai and Nira decided to cook dinner together. They laughed as they chopped vegetables and arranged the food on plates. Nira's curiosity about human habits made the moment light and joyful. Kai realized that she was not only extraordinary but also very kind and thoughtful. Her presence made his home feel complete. As they ate, Nira suddenly grew quiet. Kai noticed her hands trembling slightly. Are you feeling okay? He asked. Nira nodded. Sometimes my energy shifts unexpectedly. I feel warmth growing inside me. It is normal, but I must rest soon. Kai reached out and held her hand. You can rest here. I will be with you. Nira smiled, a soft glow surrounding her, making Kai feel safe and protected. After dinner, they sat on the balcony and watched the sunset. The sky was painted with shades of orange and purple. Kai spoke softly, Nira, do you miss your world? She looked at him, her eyes reflecting the colors of the sunset. Sometimes, but Earth has shown me kindness. Your world is alive, full of learning and feelings. I want to understand it more. Kai felt warmth in his chest. He realized that their connection was deepening, built on trust, respect, and shared experiences. As night fell, Nira rested in her room while Kai stayed nearby, working on his research. He thought about how much her presence had changed his life. She had brought mystery, excitement, and a sense of wonder he had never known. He knew that more challenges were coming, but he felt ready to face them with her. For the first time, Kai understood that living with Nira was not just about having a roommate. It was about discovering new worlds, learning extraordinary abilities, and sharing moments of quiet happiness. And as he looked at the stars that night, he knew their story was only beginning. The morning began with a strange feeling in the city. Kai noticed unusual movements in the sky. Distant flashes of light shimmered above the horizon, and the air carried a faint vibration he could sense but not understand. Nira, however, was already alert. Her eyes glowed softly, and she stood near the window, observing the changes. Kai, something is coming, she said calmly. It is not dangerous, but it is important that we are careful. Kai felt a chill of excitement and concern. Should we go outside and see? He asked. Nira shook her head. Not yet. We must prepare. My energy can interact with changes in the environment. It is better to stay calm and watch from here. They stayed in the apartment, monitoring the sky. Nira explained that her kind could sense energy patterns far beyond human perception. Some beings use energy for communication, others for movement or sensing. I can feel these changes because my body is sensitive. You, Kai, can help me focus and interpret them. Kai nodded. He realized that understanding her abilities meant trusting her completely and learning quickly. By noon, the lights in the city flickered. People outside looked around nervously, unsure of the cause. Nira moved to the balcony, her hands glowing faintly. She extended them toward the sky, and Kai watched as energy waves formed around her. I can try to guide it, she said. But it will take concentration. Kai joined her, observing carefully, ready to assist if needed. The energy in the air grew stronger. Small objects in the apartment trembled as though responding to the changes. Nira's glow intensified, and Kai could feel warmth radiating through the room. Kai, hold my hand, she said. Your calmness helps me control this. He obeyed, and together they created a stable flow. The tremors stopped, and the energy waves outside began to fade. After the unusual event, Kai and Nira sat down to rest. That was incredible, Kai said, still amazed by what he had seen. You controlled something I cannot even imagine. Nira smiled softly. Humans are clever. Your presence helped me. Your focus and calmness guide my energy. That is why I admire your kind. You are strong in ways we are not. Kai felt proud but also humbled. He realized that their cooperation was more important than any power alone. The following days were quiet, but Kai noticed that Nira seemed more aware than ever. She observed everything, sensing even small changes in the city. Sometimes she would pause and whisper, Kai, the energy is shifting. Something will happen soon. Kai trusted her instincts, knowing that her powers gave her insight humans could never have. One evening, as they walked through a nearby garden, Nira stopped suddenly. Kai, look, she said. A small creature had appeared at the edge of the path. It glowed faintly and seemed lost. Nira approached carefully, her energy calm and steady. Do not be afraid, she said to the creature. It moved closer, and Kai noticed it was responding to Nira's warmth. This is incredible, Kai whispered. You are communicating without words. Nira nodded. Yes. My kind can sense emotions and energy patterns. This creature is scared but curious. I can guide it safely. She extended her hands, and the creature followed her gently, moving back toward the forest. Kai realized that Nira's abilities were not only powerful but also kind. She could protect and guide life without harming it. That night, back at the apartment, Kai and Nira shared a quiet moment. Kai, I have learned something important from you, Nira said softly. Humans are brave, compassionate, and patient. These qualities make your kind remarkable. They guide my abilities and make me feel safe. Kai felt warmth in his chest. And you have taught me so much about patience, control, and understanding, he replied. I never thought living with a roommate could be so extraordinary. The following day, the city faced another unusual challenge. Strange energy waves appeared again, this time stronger and more erratic. People panicked as lights flickered and objects trembled. Nira focused, using her training and Kai's guidance to stabilize the energy. This time, however, it required more effort. Her glow intensified, and Kai held her hands firmly. We can do this together, he said. Nira nodded, drawing strength from his calmness. Minutes passed, but together they managed to guide the energy safely. When it finally faded, both Kai and Nira were exhausted but relieved. Kai looked at her, admiration shining in his eyes. You are incredible, he said. I have never met anyone like you. Nira smiled, her glow dimming slightly as she relaxed. And I have never met a human who inspires me as you do. Your courage and focus are extraordinary. That night, Kai thought about how much their lives had changed. The world was full of challenges, some seen, some hidden, but together they could face them. Nira's abilities were remarkable, but it was their bond, trust, and understanding that made them unstoppable. And for the first time, Kai realized that living with Nira was more than an adventure, it was a partnership that could overcome anything. The morning air was crisp, and Kai felt a strange excitement as he prepared breakfast. Nira had been unusually quiet, sitting near the window and watching the sunlight glint on the buildings. Her eyes seemed thoughtful, and a soft glow surrounded her, brighter than usual. Kai, I need to tell you something, Nira said quietly. It is about my past. Something important is coming, and you must understand before it happens. Kai's heart skipped a beat. He had trusted Nira completely, but the idea of a hidden part of her life made him anxious. What is it? He asked gently. Nira took a deep breath. On my world, there are those who monitor energy users like me. They maintain order and balance. Some travel across galaxies to ensure that energy is used correctly. Today, one of them is coming to Earth. I do not know their full intentions, but I must face them. Kai nodded slowly. Will they hurt you? He asked. Nira shook her head. Not necessarily. But they are strict. I must show that I am controlling my abilities and that I am learning from humans. Kai felt a mix of fear and admiration. We can do this together, he said. I will help you. Nira smiled faintly. Thank you, Kai. Your presence makes me stronger. Your calm and understanding guide my energy. By noon, a strange light appeared in the sky. It grew larger and brighter, hovering above the city. People stopped and stared, unsure of what was happening. Kai held Nira's hand. Are you ready? He asked. She nodded. Yes. Stay close and follow my lead. The light transformed into a figure standing in the middle of the street. It looked humanoid but moved with a precision and grace that seemed almost impossible. Its eyes glowed faintly, and its presence radiated power. Nira stepped forward, her energy glowing softly, blending with the warmth Kai felt from her. The figure spoke. Nira, you have come far, but your control is not complete. You must demonstrate understanding of your abilities and the influence of humans around you. Nira nodded. I am ready, she said. Her glow intensified, but it was steady, controlled. Kai felt warmth radiating from her, like a shield that extended to him. The figure raised its hands, and small objects in the street began to float. Nira mirrored the movements, focusing on her energy. The objects responded to her guidance, moving gently and safely. Kai watched in awe as she maintained balance, even as the figure tested her with complex patterns. Minutes passed, and Kai realized that Nira's control was remarkable. She did not just move objects, she guided energy with precision, calmness, and care. The figure observed silently, occasionally nodding in approval. Kai felt proud of her and grateful to be part of this moment. Finally, the figure spoke again. You have shown understanding and restraint. Your energy is strong, and your connection to humans is a unique advantage. You may continue your life on Earth, but remember to maintain control and balance. The light surrounding the figure faded, and it disappeared as suddenly as it had arrived. Nira exhaled, a faint glow remaining as her energy settled. Kai stepped forward and hugged her gently. You did it? I knew you could. Nira smiled, resting her head against his shoulder. Your trust and guidance made this possible. Humans are remarkable, Kai. Your strength and patience help me more than you know. That night, they sat together on the balcony, watching the stars. Nira spoke softly. Kai, I have learned something important today. Humans are not just clever and strong. Your kindness, patience, and courage influence energy in ways we do not fully understand. You make me feel calm and confident. Kai felt warmth spread through him. And you have taught me so much about understanding, focus, and resilience. I am glad we are together in this. Over the next few days, life returned to a quiet rhythm. Nira continued practicing her abilities, and Kai helped her refine her control. They conducted small experiments, tested energy flows, and explored ways to make her presence safe for humans. Each day, their bond grew stronger, built on trust, respect, and admiration. One afternoon, while preparing dinner together, Nira paused. Kai, do you realize what has changed since I came to Earth? She asked. Kai smiled. You have changed my life. And I hope I have helped you feel at home. Nira nodded. More than that. Your world is teaching me balance, patience, and understanding. Humans are extraordinary. Kai felt a quiet happiness. Living with Nira had become more than just sharing an apartment. It was about partnership, learning, and growth. He realized that her powers, while extraordinary, were guided and strengthened by human qualities. And together, they had faced challenges, controlled unknown energy, and discovered the strength of connection. As night fell, they looked at the stars again. The city was peaceful, and the air was calm. Kai held Nira's hand, feeling warmth and trust. Their story was not finished. Adventures, mysteries, and discoveries still awaited them. But for now, they had faced the greatest challenge so far, side by side, and emerged stronger together. The city was calm that morning, and Kai woke with a sense of anticipation. Nira was already awake, sitting near the window and watching the sunlight touch the rooftops. Her glow was soft, peaceful, and steady. For the first time in days, everything felt balanced. Kai, today feels different, Nira said softly. I can feel it in the air. My energy is calm, and I sense harmony. Kai smiled. Maybe it is the calm after the challenges we faced. We've learned so much together. Nira looked at him, her eyes reflecting trust and warmth. Yes. Your presence has taught me patience, courage, and understanding. Humans are truly remarkable. After breakfast, they decided to take a walk in the park. The air was fresh, and the trees swayed gently. Birds sang, and the city felt alive yet peaceful. As they walked, Kai noticed how Nira observed every detail: the way sunlight fell on the leaves, the subtle ripples on the pond, and even the patterns of the clouds above. Nira, you notice everything, Kai said. It is amazing how your senses work. Nira smiled faintly. I am learning from humans. Your attention to detail and care for life influence my abilities. I feel balanced when I am with you. Kai felt warmth in his heart. He realized that their connection went beyond friendship. It was a partnership, built on trust, understanding, and respect. As they approached the open field in the park, Nira paused. Kai, I want to try something, she said. I want to test my energy fully, but safely. Today is the day I feel ready. Kai nodded. I will stay with you. We will do it together. Nira focused, extending her hands toward the sky. A gentle wave of energy flowed from her, lifting small leaves, flowers, and pebbles into the air. The objects moved gracefully, like dancers following an invisible rhythm. Kai watched in awe. He could feel the warmth of her energy, steady and calm, and he realized that she had mastered control over herself and her powers. This is incredible, Kai whispered. You are in perfect harmony with your energy. Nira smiled softly. I could not have done it without you. Your calmness, trust, and encouragement guide me. She moved her hands carefully, creating patterns of floating objects that reflected sunlight in beautiful colors. People in the distance stopped to watch, mesmerized, but none felt fear. After the exercise, Nero lowered her hands, and everything returned safely to the ground. Kai approached her, holding her hands gently. You did it, Nira. You have grown so much. Nira's glow dimmed slightly, and she rested her head near his shoulder. And I have learned so much about humans. Your patience, courage, and understanding have made this possible. You are extraordinary, Kai. Later, as they sat by the pond, Nira spoke again. Kai, I realize something important. My powers are part of me, but your world has taught me how to control them, how to use them safely, and how to trust others. Humans are more than clever, they are kind, brave, and resilient. These qualities make your kind special. Kai smiled, feeling proud and deeply connected to her. The sun began to set, painting the sky with orange and purple hues. Nira and Kai walked back to the apartment, hand in hand. The city lights began to twinkle, reflecting the calm energy that now surrounded them. Nira's glow was faint, steady, and comforting. Kai felt that this moment marked the beginning of a new chapter in their lives. That night, they sat on the balcony, looking at the stars. Kai, I am grateful for your presence, Nira said softly. Your trust, guidance, and care have given me strength. I feel at home here, and I feel connected to your world in a way I never expected. Kai squeezed her hand gently. And I am grateful for you, Nira. You have shown me a world beyond imagination. You have taught me patience, understanding, and wonder. They watched the night sky together, feeling a quiet peace. The challenges they had faced had strengthened their bond. Nira's abilities were extraordinary, but it was their partnership that made them unstoppable. Kai realized that humans could inspire and guide even the most remarkable beings. As the night deepened, Nira rested her head on Kai's shoulder. He held her gently, feeling warmth, trust, and the quiet thrill of adventure yet to come. They had faced challenges, mastered powers, and discovered the strength of connection. But most importantly, they had discovered each other. Kai knew that their story was just beginning. There would be more adventures, more mysteries, and more discoveries ahead. But for now, in the quiet of the city, they had found balance, trust, and friendship that would last a lifetime. And together, they would continue to explore the wonders of Earth, the mysteries of the universe, and the extraordinary bond between a human and an alien who had become more than a roommate. She had become family.